Hi, I'm Christina, and welcome to this episode of Women's Health, Wealth, and Happiness Interviews to Inspire. Our next guest is someone who knows how to craft not just trips, but unforgettable experiences. She spends her days exploring new destinations to ensure her clients have a one of a kind journey tailored just for them. Taking the time to truly understand your travel style, past experiences, and future dreams is her aim to curate the perfect vacation. For her, health is emotional, where various stages of life create emotions that vary, whether going through it personally or watching a loved one deal with their health. Wealth is an opportunity for all of us. How we apply ourselves will determine our outcome. And happiness is serenity, allowing a sense of peace that inspires us to wake up ready to embrace the day with excitement. Welcome our next guest, professional travel advisor, Gurvinder.
So I am Gurvinder Ravery, and I'm owner of Gurvy Travel and Suitcase Gals, which is small group travel for women over 40. And I am a travel enthusiast and have been for a very long time. So if you are looking for any travel needs, I am your person.
Gurvi, your health word is emotional. Tell us how you came up with emotional.
I feel that health for everyone is a little different, right? And so it's stages in our lives, and you could be completely healthy and still go through emotions because our bodies change and things happen that are a little different from age to age. I think I chose emotional in a sense of losing my dad last year and going through a lot of different emotions for 4 years as he battled with pancreatic cancer. Even though at that point, your own health kind of gets put on the sidebar and you may not have any issues, but health wise, I'm going through issues because of his health. So I feel like it's an emotional roller coaster. Depends on what you're going through or loved ones may be going through. You just have to be cognizant of your own health, even when you're helping others.
Yeah, and losing someone is an emotional roller coaster for sure.
Yes, for sure. For sure.
I lost my father 21 years ago. Yours is much more
Oh, sorry.
recent. Yeah, but
But it doesn't matter. I don't think it matters when. It's still an emotional roller coaster.
and are there things that you've done to kind of in this most recent coped with your emotions?
I think it's nice to talk about it, to share stories, and that kind of helps you through it to remember all the great times, right?
I agree 100%
Yeah.
because you keep their memory alive.
Yes, absolutely.
You have such a busy career. You're traveling all the time. How do you balance your emotional life with all the travel and that pressure of planning?
The way that I look at it is I don't get a lot of pressure in planning because to me, I enjoy that. It's what I do every day, and it doesn't give me an anxiety. I have to say, okay, so my personal travels probably give me more anxiety than planning for somebody else. But I think I always look forward to it. And it's something that actually brings joy to me. So I don't get a lot of anxiety in doing it. And when I'm there, I'm just in the moment. And it's so fun. And a lot of my travels, once you're in the travel business, your travels are very different. You look at travel through the eyes of your clients. It's very surreal almost when you're traveling because I look at it a little differently now. Through the scope of my iPhone, I look at it different, and I've already got stories that I want to share once I'm taking photos. So it just depends on, I think, where, right? Like, am I traveling for 12 hours? And, can I use that time wisely while I'm in flight to do something? No, I actually watch movies, and that kind of relaxes me until I get on the ground and get going.
When you're seasoned travel, it's much different, but dealing with those who haven't traveled as much, like when you have clients, you can see those nerves coming up. You can see that anxiety of, "Oh, do I have my passport? Do I have all the things I need? Oh my gosh, my toothbrush, even."
Right. I actually provide a very detailed itinerary and with preparing the day before, etc. So, I do put on there, don't forget your passport because I can't tell you how many people have gone to the airport without a passport. So it's a checklist for them. And it provides them in a detailed itinerary to be able to hopefully successfully get to their destination and enjoy themselves.
And also, they're putting a lot of trust in you. Those who aren't as seasoned are putting a lot of trust in you. How do you handle their emotions?
I get a lot of questions, I have to say. So the ones who are not seasoned travelers, they ask a lot of questions, and I'm always there. People will say, "Why use a travel advisor?" I'm human. I'm not your big corporate travel company that you won't get the same person twice. So I feel like they're already at ease because when they call, they're going to get Gurvy. They're not going to get a different agent every single time. So I think that in itself kind of also puts them at ease and taking the time out to answer their questions because yes, it may be a question that I'm like, what? But they don't know. So I think it's important to take that time to listen.
Have you always been a traveler since you were a child, or is this something that came later?
Gosh, I've been traveling for quite a while now. It's something that's deep rooted that I love because you learn different things, you meet different people, you immerse in different cultures, and it's such a beautiful thing. But you have to be open to doing that. You can't go on a trip thinking you're going to follow an itinerary point to point to point to point. And that's, I think, something that I want to mention too. When I build itineraries, let's say for families or even for our suitcase gals, we don't take up your entire day. So you have some free time to explore on your own because we understand it's a vacation and you don't get very many of these. So we allow people to kind of immerse and do as they please on their free time.
And having an open mind is absolutely huge when you're traveling because
Yes.
depending on the culture, there are things that are different. Have you ever had to deal with someone going through culture shock?
I mean, this is pretty minimal, but I'd say like when they're traveling to the Caribbean or even to Europe, and you're sitting and you're dining, and people don't understand, they're not going to bring you your check. They are all about taking in the moment and the experience. Dining is an experience. Caribbean life is very different, right? And in Europe, it's all about experiences. And that in itself is a culture shock to many. And I have to remind people that you're now in Europe, put on your European hat. You're in the Caribbean, take it easy, take a chill pill. You know, you're going to have a good time, but just understand you're no longer in the US.
That's true.
Yeah.
And it's funny because we're used to everything happening right at that moment, right at that moment.
Yes.
Why want it now? And you have
Yes.
to definitely take a back seat to just be.
Yes, I agree. And I think I enjoy those moments when I'm traveling now because it really puts you in a sense of, yes, we can relax. We don't have to be go, go, go. Because when I get home, I'm go, go, go again. So it is very nice. I think one of the things I adopted from my recent trip in Paris was every day I would do tea time at 4 o'clock. And now every day I am drinking my tea and taking a minute to just breathe.
That is fantastic. I love that. I love when you can bring little things back with you.
Yes, yes, agreed, agreed.
What advice do you have for someone to prioritize their emotions, whether they're on a trip, whether they're at home? What would you tell them?
I would say to take a minute for yourself, take a deep breath. And if there's a song that puts you at peace or puts you in a quiet zone, to find that song and just take a minute because we don't always have to be attached to our phones, to some electronics. Just take a minute to breathe and take in what's around you and really listen. Listen to the sounds. Do you hear birds? Do you hear planes in the sky? And just take a minute.
Stay tuned to part 2 and learn about the wealth word for this interview. Subscribe and click the link below to find out about bonus tracks and how to join our community.